Grand Turk Cruise Center. We are a little ahead on our schedule, which is good. So we should be docked on site, expect around 12:45 or so. Once we dock, as usual, we do need a few minutes to prepare gangways. Also, the local authorities do have to come on board and give us clearance. So I appreciate if you please all wait up on the open decks, promenade decks, 7 lounges. Please do not go down to the piazza area, deck 5, or the gangway foyers until announcement has been made by the Customer Services Director informing you that the ship is clear and that you can go ashore. Once we start this embarkation, we'll have 2 gangways in service, 4 lines going off the ship, so it will be very, very fast. We are fortunate, continue enjoying beautiful weather. We have a clear to partly cloudy skies today. There is a slight chance of some passing rain showers. Hopefully they will stay away from the island for today. Wind conditions are good, winds from the east, southeast, 10 miles per hour. Temperature now 26 degrees centigrade, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And the expect to reach high of 27 degrees centigrade, 81 degrees Fahrenheit during the afternoon. Here from the bridge, wish you a great visit to Grand Turk Cruise Centers. This is a new port developed by a parent company, Carnival Corporation, a few years ago. It was been always quite popular, especially when the weather is nice like today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grand Turk. Ruby Princess is safely secured alongside her berth, and we have received clearance from the local authorities for passengers to proceed ashore. If you are booked on one of our ships organized today, please take careful note of the meeting time and location printed on the front of your tour ticket. Ruby Princess will be sailing for Port Everglades this evening, and we ask that you return on board no later than 6:30 p.m. Once again, we ask that you return on board no later than 6:30 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're on a tour, shopping, or exploring on your own, we hope you enjoy an excellent day ashore in Grand Turk.
Actually, well, Palau is fantastic, Kruk is fantastic.
Now, the Turks and Caicos Islands, they are a group of islands comprising of 40 islands and keys. Out of the 40, 10 of those are inhabited. It's 193 square miles, and we have a population of 38,000 people living within 10 inhabited islands. Grand Turk, this island is the capital of the Turks and Caicos Islands, which is 7 miles long, 1.5 miles wide, and we have a population of 4,800 people living on this island. This is more or less a historic one. It's not developed like some of the other islands, so you will see old buildings, horses, donkeys, cars, perhaps roaming the streets. Our beaches, they are free in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Whichever beach you would like to visit, you can do so. On the right there, that's the reason for the replica that you see on the stand. And the cactus with the red cap there against the wall is named after John Glenn, so it's named after the island, Turks and Caicos, Turks and Caicos Islands. So that road along there is named after the astronaut. Scotia Bank is on the right. Adjacent to that bank, those are government buildings. Small parks like this, Carnival Cruise Line Company and the government helps to beautify here on the island. This is one of our churches. It is the Roman Catholic Church, Holy Cross. We have about 30 plus churches on this island. Street going on to Queen Street. The front of the island of Grand Turk is a national park. So these areas, we preserve them. Visitors who comes to our shores are delighted to see some of our marine life. Lime is the building on the right. That's one of our telephone companies, but it is the oldest in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Bed and Breakfast is on the right, a building that was built in 1860. The manager, she is from Australia, and it's $200 a night. It's a guest house. First Caribbean Bank is on the right. It has an outside ATM in the entrance. That's Canadian. And this is the government treasury, the financial management unit. The cannons on the stand, they are from the 17th century, and that is the registrar of birth and deaths. These are the little children from school. They wear their uniforms as well. Children must wear uniforms going to school. This is the House of Assembly, the office of the Premier. The Premier, unlike the Governor, is elected by the people. The Governor is appointed by the Queen. Their term of office is 4 years. This is a canal where the water comes in from the ocean into the ponds to make the salt when it was done, after the evaporation takes place. And this is the Anglican Church, the Pearl Cathedral, built in 1899. It's built in Cockburn Town, the capital of Grand Turk. On the other side of the island, where the first church was built, it was rather difficult for parishioners to worship at evening services. So there was no electricity as such, so the diocese saw it fitting to have this church built in Cockburn Town, in which we have the Pearl Cathedral. Here is where the Anglican priests lived. That's the rectory. Now the buildings on the far right were built in 1830, which used to be Her Majesty's prison. No longer is that a prison, it becomes a tourist attraction. The prison is being relocated on the other side of the island. The Victoria Public Library is there, built in 1887. It was built in commemoration of Queen Victoria Golden Jubilee, and it is open to the public. Now that's the other side of the island across there. When we get on that side of the island, you will see that the buildings, they are more modern than those that you are seeing across here. All of the top of this building here was destroyed. That's Hurricane Ike's damages in 2008. This little jetty on the left, on the 25th of February 1966, is where Her Majesty the Queen of the UK arrived when she visited this island on a royal yacht, Britannia. Carnival Cruise Line Welcome Center is on the right, but it hasn't been open to anyone since it was built about 5 years ago. Potatoes and cassava and yam and whatnot. But when you go to the other islands, there is much Caribbean fruit and vegetables locally grown, but not enough to provide for the Turks and Caicos Islands. Here on the left. Fully air-conditioned containers were brought in because the classrooms were destroyed by the hurricane. No one can go into the lighthouse for safety reasons. The government ensures that the lighthouses are kept locked at all times. In 1852, when brought to Grand Turk on the ship in pieces, assembled here on the island and erected right where it's at. And one of the times that lighthouse did not operate effectively was the day after the devastation. And then the government called in those persons who was responsible for caring of the lighthouse, the maintenance man. Within a few weeks, that lighthouse was back to normal. Beyond the lighthouse, in the water area, there are many reefs. And one of those reefs is extended 2.5 miles in the northeast of the lighthouse. spending $50 million to develop this port. They do have a 44-year lease agreement with the Turks and Caicos Islands government on this property.
Alright, so there's the song, like a pizza, I said, your message.
Guys, really go through?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. Right.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Commodore from the bridge. Hope you have all enjoyed the visit to a beautiful Grand Turk cruise center. This is a new port developed by Carnival Corporation a few years ago. It was quite nice, especially with nice weather conditions. We're now making preparation for departure. Just waiting for 21 last passengers on the last tour. They should be here any minute now. Once we are all on board, we'll be departing. Quick maneuver off the dock, then swing around. I've looked at the latest weather forecast. Forecast for our normal route to Florida, which will take us on the open sea to the east of the Bahamas, shows some swell, 4 to 4.5 meters high, due to a from the system that is passing over Florida, north of US, late last night into today. In order to continue providing you with smooth sailing, I've decided this time to follow a longer route to Florida. This longer route will take us to the south of the Turks and Caicos Islands tonight. Then tomorrow we'll be navigating between the Bahamas, old Bahama Channel. We'll be passing close to the eastern coast of Cuba, which will be visible on our port side tomorrow, and with the Bahamas Bank and the Bahamas Island on the starboard side. This route will provide us with a shelter from the open sea swell and give you a nice, very comfortable sailing to Florida. I'm sure you'll all appreciate that. We'll then continue through the old Bahama Channel and we'll be approaching the Strait of Florida, this time from the south, then proceed up the Strait of Florida, passing Miami in the early morning of Saturday, and then arriving Port Everglades outside the port around 6 a.m. and we'll be docked alongside by 7 a.m. on Saturday. Here from the bridge, enjoy the rest of this nice evening. Have a relaxing day at sea tomorrow, and we'll be giving you some more weather navigation information tomorrow at noon while we are at sea. Thank you.